Greetings, fellow Wastelander. So, wanted to give you an update on Hangman's 2.0. Been working on it because, I can't stop. So, I kept chipping away at this until this is finally where I'm at for like my second version. I don't think this is going to be my final because there's a lot of different things I'd like to do, especially vertically here. But this is kind of a good midway point since I'm level 49. So yeah, I mean I'm pretty far in the game now. So I figured I've had enough time to gather supplies and take care of some things and stuff. So it's a little bit more upgraded. Got the cars kind of moved out up front to give us a little extra kind of barricade coming in on this west side here. Already got blown up in a couple fracases with some raiders. So I think it just makes it look cooler. But kind of getting in the way, more obstacles to come in. Got plenty of artillery and a spotlight to kind of keep out the riffraff. So coming in, I haven't changed anything here yet. Not quite sure what I want to do with this space. I got to figure out something though, because it's a good space. There's something I got to do there. I cordoned this off, and so got a nice little corridor here. Left the kind of communal food area. I liked that. I liked having kind of this idea. This is kind of the hub of our home. I'm looking at the whole settlement as one house for just us, me and my girl, Piper. Um, so the idea was this isn't like a store. It's more like our supply depot where we like organize stuff and keep things kind of ready for our supplies. I thought I could use Piper as a vendor here, so I didn't have to run into Diamond City all the time for junk or whatever. Um, but she doesn't really work like that, so she's just chilling there for right now. I'll replace her probably with a robot. But anyway, so coming up here, got a little workout area, kind of nice here. Come over here. I've turned this into kind of the bathroom. I've got a toilet over here, and then we've got our shower slash bath to be able to clean off and kind of enjoy ourselves. A little old world kind of style, kind of idea. Was happy to be able to put a gate there, kind of give it some privacy. Um, and then coming over here, so this is kind of the main house in general. It used to just be this bottom part, but I couldn't stop until I added something on top. So I kind of had to rechange the whole vibe here. So we'll get into that in a second. Just wanted to show, I've got little yard for dog meat over here. I need to put his food bowl back down. I got some for him. Um, and then over here, I've got my chemicals and my tool shed and stuff, kind of keeping everything pretty tight and safe on this end. So doing some of my work there. Back here, underneath here, I was able to kind of scoot in, where we're actually storing our supplies, trying to hide our power back here, and then all my water purification back here, trying to keep that all hidden and kind of tucked away. And then again, putting the gate up for some extra security. And so yeah, you can kind of see down the alleyway there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go inside the bottom part here. So I went ahead and changed this from my house into my workshop. So all my weapons and stuff here, armor over here. I was able to mess around and put in an indoor bathroom down here. So I figure Ronan would probably be spending most of his time kind of in here tinkering, working around. Inside here is all the power armor workshop, everything kind of put away. I need to throw junk down and stuff. I haven't really done that yet, just the decorations and furniture. But I figured you'd have a little console to kind of hack in, see what's going on. And I don't know why it still says it's stolen, but whatever. And I threw the Raider one on here because it looks more like in progress, like I'm working on it, whereas this is like a finished progress, thing. And I'm also trying to keep the majority of the settlement off of electricity. Um, so you see lots of candles, lots of lanterns and stuff. rather than me trying to wire up the whole thing, trying to keep it a little bit more authentic, because I know typically I'll go ahead and modernize these settlements as much as possible. But no, so it's clean. I know we're trying to keep them a little more scrappy, and this is probably a little cleaner. But I would be, I'm OCD, so I would be organized like this regardless, I think. But I do want to throw down some extra junk, kind of junk it up a little bit once I'm more settled with, what I want. Got Ada here. She's farming for me. And so back here on the back side, I've got this little doorway. What's up, Vault Boy? And we're going to come up here, and so I've got a walkway back to my lookout back here. We'll go back to here in a second, but I've got that blocked off for this, and then this doesn't quite work out. I got to kind of run and jump, or else I get stuck. But, oh, come on. The idea is come up here, and so then now this is our house. And, obviously Piper has had some touches here. She's, got to make her happy, right? Happy wife, happy life kind of deal. And so, open up, got her, little reporter area so that she can still type and stuff. Place over here where I can just kind of chill out, enjoy a drink, just hang out. And then our bed and our bedroom. Lots of storage, lots of places for us to put our stuff. Everything nice, little romantic kind of deal. Wasn't really setting out to do that, but got the nice windows. Pretending I went down to the some warehouses and kind of slowly but surely kept preserving as much glass as I could until I could put that back together. So we had a real nice little chill, kind of modern-esque kind of little house, man. Little getaway up here on top of the workshop, and then down here we come back. So now I thought about putting that Vault Tech population control back here, and I might, but again, I don't want to wire it all and have to do all that. So I like having Vault Boy there. Little surprise. So got this all walled off. Like, this is my house and my yard, right? And so we're gonna come back here, and I've got a farm. So this is where I'm gonna put all the veggies and everything. I got my Farmer Bob back here.
Seems to be growing well.
So yeah, they're putting in good work. Yeah, close that gate. Get a drink. And so to accommodate the walkway over there, I thought it was pretty cool. I was able to work this out to kind of close that up. And then I snuck this little guy in. So I was able to put in like an extra little apartment if I had visitors or for my provisioners and stuff. They need to stay overnight. Got a little place for them to chill, keep a cold drink, put their stuff in, hang out, relax for the night. And then out here is where they can keep their Brahmin. So, got this reset. I've got some decoys up here. I don't know why the miner hat doesn't have the light on it. I've got 3 of them. I tried them all. None of them had lights on it, so I got to keep looking for one, I guess. Or I guess there's some bug. But yeah, got the decoy armors up here and that, so it's heavily fortified. So the hope is these stubborn a-holes that I didn't want here that showed up. I'm trying to get this one to move over here. I'd like to fence that off, and then I'm going to see if I can fit a water tower in here. That would be kind of my next goal if I can, but I can't get this biatch right here to move over here. But I'm glad they're here rather than in my settlement like they were. And if push comes to shove, I can just leave this and pretend that this is where all the provisioners put their Brahmin to be fed and stuff for the night and all that. So yeah, so there's that side, and so we'll see it coming in from this end. Which this is my favorite entrance. I love that I can just pop out here, Diamond City, over the bridge. Like this is the actual good entrance in here. So, but and I feel like it's secret, which is cool. But you know, popping in here, come in, got the farm. You know, I did used to have the vegetables here, but since I've been messing with these Brahmin, I moved them, and I kind of like how it ended up. But you know, got the spotlight, got the rockets. Got the decoys over here, so we're set. Then come down, you know, I kind of changed all this around to fit that, kind of move that, put in the barn door. So coming in this way, just see it. You'd be coming in, you'd see the garden, the apartment, chill, and then we come back and home sweet home. You know, kind of go through the whole thing. So, yep. So that is Hangman's 2.0. Oh, yeah, put on some extra signs and stuff. But that's Hangman's 2.0. Let me know what you think, man. Like I said, I'm probably going to change some more things. I want to end up putting stuff up there at some point. But I thought this was a kind of good midway upgrade. Still usable and stuff. So yeah. All right, man. Holla at me.